Right.
Which was interesting.
I wish I could get footage of that. But you can't play it like that at all anymore?
No, because they patched it out.
So what if you played the game, like, offline? Would you be able to do that? Like, with the bots?
I have no idea. And like you're saying, you did a base disc build
install.
Maybe, I don't know.
I wonder if you could.
I have no idea.
I'd be interested to look that up.
Do you want me to go through the other ones?
Yeah, I'd be interested to hear this. But like, it sounds like the TLDR is just they removed all the uniqueness from each division.
Yeah, they did. The Airborne, before the updates, level 1 was submachine gun suppressor, so that was kind of a unique thing for that. Level 2, sprint for longer distances. Level 3, climb over obstacles faster. Level 4, increase sprint speed. So if you played on the Airborne, you were one of those really fast characters. You had your silent submachine gun. You could kind of be sprinting around the map and stuff like that. That was your character.
Uh-huh.
After the overhaul, it was fire guns while sprinting, reload while sprinting, climb over obstacles faster, and sprint faster.
Oh.
And it's kind of like, okay, so some of those were just in before, but now you just took out the suppressor and stuff like that. Like, okay. The armored division was light machine gun bipod, which was actually really good for the light machine guns because there's insane amount of weapon sway on those. So it actually made them more accurate and stuff like that. You were immune to shell shock. You take less fire damage.
Shell shock, like PTSD?
Well, it was kind of like like the flashbangs. They called it shell shock.
Okay. Your soldier has to go to, like, therapy, but, like, no, he's fine.
Right.
This one's fine. He's immune to it.
Yeah, this one, yeah, if you're... Whoa, jeez. If you're playing the armor division, you're immune. You're immune to PTSD. Take less fire damage, because there's, like, fire grenades.
Yeah.
Take significantly less explosive damages. After the update, it was take significantly less explosive damage.
Wait, is that Big Justice?
Big Justice, cool! Where's the Rizzler?
I don't know, and AJ.
Immune to shell shock, so those two are the same.
Yeah.
Increase bullet penetration, and greatly reduce flinch when shot.
I'm headed for that hole in the floor on the far side of the showers. Follow me! Let's go! Go, go, go!
Did you find Captain Price?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I found Big Justice, AJ the Rizzler, and a Costco double chunk chocolate cookie.
Cool.
But I have not found.
Did it get a boom?
It got 2 big booms!
Double chunk chocolate cookie!
Keep going along that tunnel.
Talk to me, Ghost. I don't want to be down here when those ships start firing again.
Keep going. You're almost there.
Okay, so is there any more?
The Mountain Division, which was the one for, like, sniping and stuff. This one and one more.
Okay.
Your sniper rifle sharpshooter, which basically means, you know when you can, like, suck in your air in these games, it makes it so your weapon sway is done?
Yeah.
It basically is that. So it's kind of like just completely still. It blackens the whole screen except for your scope, like where you're sniping and stuff.
Uh-huh.
It was actually very nice when you're playing COD and sniping. Then you're always invisible to enemy recon aircraft. Hidden to player-controlled streaks.
Drop it!
Soap? Place?
This belongs to you, sir.
Who's soap?
Come on! We gotta get out of here! Move! Move!
Okay, it's in here somewhere. Look that way. There you go. Alright, get out of here. That's all of them on this level.
go.
It's all of them on this level.
There's the jumper! Get ready to jump!
Oh, great. What happened?
Oh, now we have to go back. Why is this being nuked?
Did they change anything else?
Yeah. Hidden to player-controlled streaks. Silent movement. After the update, it was invisible to enemy recon aircraft.
Uh-huh.
Killed enemy death locations are hidden. no name or reticle change when enemies aim at you, and silent movement. So it's kind of like, okay, you basically just took away the best part about the Division, was the sniper rifle sharpshooter ability.
Right. Which is why people liked it.
Yeah. And then the last one is the expeditionary one.
So wait, 1 second. So is that totally gone from the game now? Like after they changed it, or can anyone do it?
I think it's gone from the game, that sharpshooter ability.
Well, like, no one else can do that. It's not like now anyone can do it.
Oh, I see. I think it's just when you have a sniper, you can just do it.
Okay, so it's not gone from the game.
Yeah.
The ability.
yeah.
It's just everyone got the
Yes,
ability.
it's just everyone has it.
So again, removing all of the uniqueness.
Yes.
I can't see you. I can't see you.
Hunt it down!
I like that little white person head nod there.
Yeah.
Bravo 6, I see your flare. Spy rig on the way.
Let's go! Let's go! Hook up! Go! Go!
Yeah, let me go first. I'm like the most selfish, like, soldier.
No, you went second.
Third.
So you're third. So you're not the most selfish, but who was
We should cut
last?
the line on that guy.
Who was the last one?
I don't know.
They got like murdered.
I know.
Whoa. Okay, this next level is the best level in history.
Prince George County residents are instructed to go directly to the health department at 147 Kirkwood Avenue.
We should look that up.
147 Kirkwood Avenue?
Yeah, let's swat that avenue.
Okay. 147 Kirkwood Avenue is a search.
Cool.
I don't know. There's like a place in Minnesota, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah, looking like DC. Somewhere.
New York.
Huh.
It's in New York. I mean, New York! Kirkwood Avenue's in New York! I want to go to New York! New York! Is that good?
That was really good.
Okay, these guys are going to talk to us. They're going to say, like, hey, let's all look at, like, some nice new BJ videos on our computers, okay?
Also, everyone's looking like the most generic thing ever.
And they're all typing together, like, 3 people. Oh, this guy gets his own computer? That's racist. Look,
that
he
is
gets special
actually
treatment.
that is actually racist.
He got special treatment.
Did you ever see that picture of the Peanuts? Remember, like, the Thanksgiving episode where Franklin is sitting on one side of the table and everyone else is on the other side of the table?
Was that on purpose?
I don't know.
Did you ever see the thing in Arthur where Arthur's sister DW, they were like, hey, do you want to be my swimming partner? Like,
I've seen this.
a kid says that.
Yes.
And then, like, she looks next to her, and the other kid's a black kid, and then she looks back at the first one, and is like, I guess.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I was like, Jesus, this is brutal for a kid's show.
Everyone find a partner. Be my partner? I guess so.
I guess.
Was there anything else for changes? Is that pretty much it?
Well, and basically the last one is the Expeditionary class. They removed the ability for that class specifically to have fire rounds on your shotgun shells.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Yeah, it was really interesting. They all had fire damage. So, and that's all it kind of was for me, was they took those out and made it so basically everyone can have them. Which then just made the classes kind of dumb.
Yeah. So then there was no point.
Yeah, not really.
So it's like Call of Duty made a unique...
All signs. The LC is under heavy fire. Uncover enemy positions and engage potential targets. They got optics on us. Snipers, RPG teams, and heavy arms fire. All floors, 12 o'clock due west of our position.
One of the coolest Call of Duty trailers is here. It's the one where it was talking about, like, Cain and Abel.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Right.
It's like during, like, the Capitol invasion.
This is literally my favorite level
In any COD?
in COD history. I love this level.
Negative.
I'm also not telling you where I was on January 6th.
Multiple Casabacks along the Potomac. Proceed west to the target building and provide support. Out.
So what I wanted to say in conclusion of that is, I know we kind of said it, but Call of Duty created a unique multiplayer with actual unique abilities.
Yeah.
And a unique class balance system similar to Battlefield.
Right.
And instead of supporting that and building on it, or at least maintaining it for that game, they instead decided to undo it.
Yeah.
And remove all uniqueness to every class.
Hunter 2-1, this is Overlord. SEAL teams are maneuvering into position on the northwest corner of the target building. Link up with them on the top floor and eliminate enemy fire teams. Over.
Keep your fire low. We got friendlies inserting up there.
These guys having sex up there while this is going on? We've got a high-ranking officer with a really hot Japanese babe on the top floor. We cannot hit him and interrupt him.
We could hit him after he's done, but let him finish.
He's about to bring her womb the boom! Yeah, so anyway, instead of just supporting it and adding to it, or like doing another one, because they very clearly could have done a sequel, right? Or at least maintaining it for that one so it's unique and preserved.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, this is too complicated for dumb Call of Duty players. Let's just change it.
Right. Yes. Yeah, exactly. It made no sense. And it's really, it was very upsetting to me. Because that was a game, okay, destroy 10 choppers using the Javelin launcher in this one, okay. Yeah, it was very upsetting to me because that was something that actually was very interesting. That was the last time I actually really got into a Call of Duty multiplayer.
You know what sucks to me? It seems like everybody else hated the Divisions.
Oh, really?
So when I look up
I love them.
Reddit Call of Duty World War II Divisions ruined, like maybe they were like messed up.
Yeah.
They are Commando Division ruined this game, Commando Division ruined this, Cavalry Division sucks. And
Oh, those were DLC ones they added in.
Oh.
So those, yeah, so I think those ones are probably different because maybe people said those broke the game or something. I've never played them.
Divisions are unnecessary and suck.
Yeah, I mean, I've never played those DLC Divisions, so I guess I don't have like some mega opinion on those, but yes, I agree.
I honestly think
maybe they
Divisions
did break the game.
wouldn't be hated on if they added an extra basic training perk slot. The Pick 10 system was perfect, why'd you change it? I don't agree. With Pick 10, everyone ends up running around with Ghost and has super soldiers. I like the simplicity. I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's interesting. I mean,
Maybe this is just another bad take from us.
Well, yeah, I mean, people can have their own opinions, and that's fine, but I really like the Divisions.
Well, no, the reason I said that is because when we picked our favorite zombie maps, a lot of people said, these are like bad takes. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
And people were like mad at us about that, about the ones we liked.
Right.
I don't know. It seems like it was divided. It was really divided. Like, there are people who liked it, and there are people who didn't like it.
Right.
But it seems to me like they just... Division's Overhaul preview. A lot of people felt listened to, I guess.
When they changed the Divisions?
Yeah. They
Okay.
wanted it back to just the pick 5 or pick 10 or whatever. They just wanted COD not to change. And see, to me, that's why Call of Duty got so stagnant, because you wouldn't let it change.
Yeah.
And now the only changes are like, we require online for every game. You have to be online to play the campaign.
Right.
Oh, there's a ton of microtransactions. Like, these aren't changes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These aren't the game growing. It's just getting worse in those ways.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, you want to play the game? Connect online. Or the campaign, I mean.
Good move. They're reversing on almost every design premise when designing the game, but it's not good. Must be hard for the customers who liked the game as it was to accept it. I want my money back. move on, play a different game. It's not worth it. I don't know. That sucks.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I guess maybe I'm in the minority. I don't really care. I love the divisions. They were super interesting. You know, when I picked like an infantry class, I wanted that to be different than when I picked airborne. You know, and I wanted to kind of gear my play style with that specific class towards whatever that ability was. And I thought that was fun. I mean, the thing is, the divisions, you didn't have to do that. You know, if you wanted to pick infantry division and you wanted to have that be a sniper, like, you could. So I guess I don't get what people's problems with it. It was just an added ability if you wanted to use it. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay, are we going to move up fully, or what's going on here?
It seems to me like almost all of the comments are people who liked it.
Yeah.
And it's weird to me, like, I feel like that... You just took the one thing that made your game unique and took it out.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I don't know, like, I'm glad when you listen to your fans. Like, don't get me wrong, I am glad when you listen to your fans. But you were a fan, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you liked that system. So it's not like they listened to you.
Right.
I mean, it just sounds like they listened to the loudmouth people on Reddit.
Yeah. Which are people that just didn't want it to change.
Yeah. And for me, I feel like so many of the Call of Duties are the same. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's like the same game, but different maps, and that's about it. But otherwise, pretty much the same.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I don't really know what to add to it other than if you have a game that is in a series and a lot of them feel similar, and then you make a change and you're going to release one next year anyway.
Yeah.
Why go back on everything that made that change unique?
Right, yeah, exactly.
Because, like, we end up getting Vanguard anyway.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Vanguard, it's not World War II, but it's similar.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Which I thought Vanguard was, like, worse World War II.
Yeah, sure. But, like, it's still interesting to me.
Yeah.
To do that. And yet the things that I ask Call of Duty to do, or I've asked them for years... no one cares.
Right.
You know, like, I've said, hey, how about...
Be advised, we're inside and proceeding to the upper floors. Roger. Overlord copies all.
Okay, so here's an example. I've been, like, add bots to zombies, like for Black Ops 3. I know you'd have to go back and do it, but that would make it so much better. No.
Right.
No, because we're not going to make any money off it. Okay, what about Cold War? No. Okay. And I know for a fact they were going to do it on Cold War, and they cut it.
Yeah.
Because I knew people who worked at Activision during that time, who
Yeah.
weren't supposed to tell me that, but did.
Right.
So it's like, they lazily cut features that I want, and promote features I don't want, and now you're telling me that the one time they did something really unique and different, they just cut it.
Yeah, pretty much.
In the same game.
Yeah.
Like... With Black Ops 4, I can complain about certain things. Like, I can look at it and say, you know, for me, the manual healing, that wasn't really for me entirely. You know what I mean? Like, I'm okay with it, but it was very different, right?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have wanted them to just pull it from the game.
Right, because it was a unique part of that game.
Right, and then the other games didn't really have that. I mean, I think maybe one more did.
Yeah.
There might be one more game that had it that I'm not remembering.
Well, jeez. I don't think any other game had it.
Did not? Okay.
I don't think so.
Maybe it was just
Unless
that
it was
one.
in Vanguard, I didn't remember that.
I don't know, maybe it was just that one then.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I don't remember.
But I wouldn't have wanted them to pull that from the game, like, unless it was just breaking the game entirely, and to me it sounds like Division weren't. They were just forcing you to think about how you wanted to play based on what class you picked.
Yeah, that was basically it.
Oh no.
And trying to, like, cater your specific, like, class, your specific made-up class that you did towards that playstyle. Also, this is a very different picture of Lincoln. I've never seen this before.
That's Giga Chad Lincoln.
Giga Chad Lincoln. Yeah, no, and that was always the dumb thing to me, is, like, if you're gonna take those out, just take it out for the next game that you're gonna release next year anyways. But
Yeah.
why take it out of the game that you released? You know? Like, just kind of say, oh, I guess maybe people didn't connect with that as much. Okay, fine, we'll take it out for the next game.
And they acted like the Division Overhaul was just adding more flexibility to your playstyle. Like, you can make your class like this, you can make your class like this. I like customization, but, like, what was wrong with this being the one World War II game they made that had a different type?
I don't know.
You know, like, you have that pick system in, like, all, you know, a lot of the other World War II era Call of Duties.
Yeah.
So what was wrong with this one having a different type of it?
I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. I've never understood that. It's always kind of upsetted me. You know, and I think... yeah, I don't know. And that combined with, like, the DLC thing, which kind of, like, broke the player base for me, just kind of really upsetted me. And it kind of made it to the point where I haven't really played the multiplayer since then.
At all?
I played it for a while, and I was kind of like, this is not as interesting anymore.
Yeah.
And then I think I went back to and tried it again, like, a little later on, and I just haven't really played it since then.
It's probably not super populated either.
No, probably not.
Hey, did you make this post?
What?
This seems like a you post on Reddit. Am I the only one who enjoyed the World War II multiplayer before the Division Overhaul?
Probably. Seems like I'm like the one defender of this, I guess.
People get bored if Call of Duty is exactly the same every year, and I liked how World War II was different with the basic training and divisions.
This is Delta 4-1 at the Lincoln Memorial. We are taking heavy fire. We're trying hard to get airstrike on our position. Shoot whatever you got. Broken arrow, broken arrow.
I think Broken Arrow is actually like a military term.
This person said that they felt like the uniqueness of each division was lost, but that it ended up being better for the community because overall the community didn't seem to enjoy it. So they said like that they preferred it the other way, but they were glad that more people were happy.
Yeah.
They pretty much just took like a very nice stance on this.
Why are these people not coming?
I don't know. Maybe you gotta touch them in their pants.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, people were nice to this person, but a lot of people also said the bayonet becoming an attachment is bullshit. That ended up like affecting balancing as well.
Like
Because now
before?
everybody had a pin.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And they were like, that's annoying.
Yes.
Whereas before you could pick the bayonet and it was like a specific perk type.
Yeah.
Like, when I say perk, I mean like a good thing about that division.
Yeah, and not everyone had it. The ones that did, you know, maybe it was like a couple people per match or something.
Yeah.
But there was other perks that other people had that person didn't have.
Right. And then they could use those, or,
Yeah.
or they could not.
Yeah, that was kind of the fun part of it, is just... I didn't stand by to engage.
That's okay.
Oh, jeez.
They got you killed.
That was kind of the fun part about it, right?
Yeah, there's actually a lot of people who in this post liked it.
Yeah.
Stand by to engage.
But I don't know, they said that like the game was slower because of the sprinting changes before.
And that was fine.
Right, I know. They were just saying that they preferred being able to sprint better. That's it.
Okay.
So I guess it's just a taste thing.
Well, and one thing that I liked about COD World War II as well is, yes, the game was a lot slower, but that also felt nice because, to me, it's like, if I'm playing a game, this game's set in World War II. Like, I'm going to be honest, we're not using exosuits from Advanced Warfare.
Right.
I liked the historical feel of World War II.
Right, heavy guns, you know, like, I mean, heavier guns.
Yes.
More bulky equipment.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Slower moving, whatever. I like that. It was fun. It was unique.
You just wouldn't want that for every game, but you want it for that one.
Yeah. It was a fun change, actually.
Apparently only to you and this one other guy on Reddit.
I guess so.
But I do still think that's ruining one of your unique features.
Yeah, right.
I've got another complaint about Call of Duty, something that they ruined. So, if I end up pulling this out of my... If I end up pulling this out of this, this is originally from our Let's Play of the original MW2.
Oh, jeez.
It's from our Let's Play of the original MW2. And,
Okay, I know where this is.
when you look at Call of Duty, this is something that's actually better about what they've done now. But I think they could have done a better job. And it's kind of how they ruined their multiplayer in a way. for matchmaking. So, for a while you'd pay for map packs, and I will tell you right now, I was actually okay with that.
Yeah.
Because when you paid for map packs, the game was not littered with microtransactions, first off.
Right.
Ever since we got free maps, like, oh, all the maps are free. Yeah, look at all of the nickel and diming. It's like you don't even unlock a lot of stuff anymore. You do, you unlock camos and stuff. But, like, most skins, most characters, most anything like that for customization is not unlocking, it's just buy it.
Yeah.
Buy it from the store. And the reason that is enabled is because they have the excuse to hide behind of giving you free maps.
Right.
So they're not really giving you anything for free. They're funding those maps by pushing microtransactions up the ass of the game. And something that I think other than just that part of it that got ruined with, like, their map distribution was the reason they were able to push to that point where they were like, yeah, we'll give you free maps, but then they littered it with microtransactions. The reason they could push to that point was they did such a bad job when they started having you buy map packs in a lot of these games with, like, limiting the player pool. This is something you mentioned, you know, in a previous part of this Let's Play. But what would happen is, it'd be like, hey, I'm on COD Ghosts. I bought a Call of Duty Ghosts map pack. Now the only people I can play with are people who own that map pack.
Yes.
It wouldn't let me go to, like, a lobby with people who didn't own the map pack. It would only search out of the people who did. So your player pool would get smaller and smaller every time you bought a map pack.
And the problem is it would be specific to the ones that you bought.
Right,
So, if you buy 1 and 3, you're only playing with people who own 1 and 3.
Right. If you bought 1, 2, and 3, you'd be playing with those people, but not people who owned only 1 or all 4.
Yeah, right.
It was terrible. It was awful. And that was such a bad distribution of the player base that I genuinely think it pushed Call of Duty into a state where it started to enable them to push microtransactions because they used it as a justification. They were like, well, you don't want to split the player base.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't have to split the player base. You could change how matchmaking works so that it's just always looking for someone who is, you know, on that map.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
you know, or a group of people, and make sure you own that map. That's it.
Yep.
You didn't have to, like, switch to free map distribution that was then, you know, funded by all these microtransactions, because I would argue the average player probably paid less buying maps than they pay now over the course of owning the game in general.
Yeah.
I know there's some people who just buy the game, they never buy a single microtransaction. They're in the minority.
Right.
Proceeding to the southwest corner.
A lot of people buy
Copy
something.
that, 2-1.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like one skin or something like that. A lot of people will buy stuff.
Yeah, and I just don't get why people don't understand that. Like, they don't understand that they ended up paying more. It's just they paid less at a time.
Well, and that's why people, you know, like, that's why, like, the gambling world and stuff like that loves gambling.
And loves, like, coin slot gambling,
Yep.
penny slots and
Yep,
stuff.
because you don't actually, the brain doesn't realize that you're spending more money, you know, if you do it in small increments.
Right.
You know, for example, let's say in Fortnite, let's say somebody went out there and bought, I don't know, you know, over the course of their time playing Fortnite, let's say they spent $300 on skins and stuff like that.
Right.
But now let's say Fortnite says, yeah, you can spend $300 and buy all these skins that you're going to buy anyways. You just now get them all in at one time. Or they say, yeah, you can pay for them in maybe 20 different increments.
Yeah.
No one would spend $300 just straight up to buy the skins they're going to buy anyways. You know, but people don't realize that they're actually spending $300 if they do it 20 different times in small amounts.
Right, they're spending the same amount of money, and oftentimes in video games it ends up being more money you spend.
Yes.
It's just you're spending it at smaller amounts.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that that's how they trick people with microtransactions. Now look, am I going to pretend I've never done a microtransaction? No.
You've never done microtransactions?
Oh, I've done him several times, but
Okay.
usually it's the reverse. He does me.
Got it.
You know, I'm not going to pretend like I've never gotten a skin or something. That would be stupid.
Yeah.
And maybe there are some people who really do stick to their guns. They've never bought one. They never will. Good for you.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I'm not going to judge you for that. You know, great. that sends a message, but there's so many people that don't do that your message isn't getting through.
Yeah.
Like, because they're just like, well, there's 30 other people that'll buy every single one, so screw you.
Yep.
And that's a big problem I have with this stuff, and like that's a big problem I have with battle passes, and a big problem I have with all of this stuff is I actually like the way Fortnite does things because everything is pretty cheap. Like it's gotten a little more expensive lately, which I think is too bad. And it's why I don't really get many skins anymore.
Yeah.
But, you know, they do all this stuff where they like incentivize, like they'll give you like, you know, free stuff. You know, they will give you free rewards. They will, like, have all these things you can unlock just by quests, like doing quests.
Yeah.
They will have all these things where they'll be like, hey, this YouTuber, like me, they'll be like, hey, this YouTuber who makes some Fortnite videos, you know, you use his code, he gets a portion of this. Mm-hmm. So it's like, they do a lot of, like, community stuff to, like, give back. And that's one thing I actually really appreciate about them. It doesn't mean that they're not doing microtransactions, but to me, it feels less predatory because of the amount that they also give away.
Right.
And the game was free to start with.
Yeah.
My thing with Call of Duty is you are still paying for the game. You can say, yes, I'm getting maps for free, and now it's not segmenting the player base, sure, but you are still paying for the game, and when you pay for the game, I hate to tell you this, those DLC maps are often in the works before the game launches.
Yeah. Right.
They just don't get them ready for the final game.
Yep.
So they're still working on that. Your $70, or if you pay more to get like COD points and stuff with it, your money is still paying for those maps. Even if you get no microtransactions, they put that cost on the game. They know, hey, we're going to work on these DLC things.
On the enemy's crow's nest at the southwest corner. Move forward and clear it out.
This is 2-1! CENTCOM just gave the order to abandon all evac sites to the east of the Potomac! Get your ass out of there!
So, what I was going to say really quick is, they factor that into the game. When I knew someone who worked at Activision, they said that there was, you know, like almost a cost-benefit analysis they would run on things.
This is Hunter 2-1 actual. We have secured the enemy crow's nest on the southwest corner.
Overlord copies all. The evac site at the Washington Monument reports several transports away, but they are still vulnerable. Can you provide support from your position? Over.
Roger that. We're sitting on a stockpile. We'll dig in and burn through their ammo. Out. Ramirez, get on that sniper rifle. Scan for targets to the south.
Is this really hard to do?
Not really. Done 3.
This is the Washington Monument evac site. We're holding our own, but have glassed enemies to the west and are taking fire from that direction.
So, what I want to tell you is they would run like almost a cost-benefit analysis, and one of the things they looked at was, all right, what's worth more? Okay, well, we're behind. We're going to work on the first map pack. We're going to drop zombies features.
Yeah.
You know, like we're going to cut those things, or we're going to move things back. Like there were things in the development that were moved back. Like it was supposed to come out with one update and it got moved to a different one. Or, oh, we wanted to put bots in zombies. Well, now that we do free map packs, you know, we're not going to charge for this. So why would we put more money and time and resources into bots for zombies when we can instead push, you know, to get the next whatever done, you know, like the next map pack. So they're taking your money you're paying or not paying them into account. They're not giving you a deal. They're like, okay, well, we could do bots for zombies, but since we're not making any money from that, instead, let's actually just push that first map pack and develop more of that. And that's what they did.
Yeah.
Like, they actually canceled that feature. Like, they were like, nope, we're not doing that.
Right.
And they never did that. And it was a feature that was planned during development. They just never promised it. They never said so publicly.
The evac site, but they're totally untrained. We're on the verge of being overrun. We need help now. Washington Monument evac site to all call signs. Enemy is bounding rapidly on our position. We're hanging on by a thread here. Over. Hunter 2-1, be advised you have enemy foot mobiles converging on your position. Stay frosty.
Does what I say make sense though? That they did allocate for that in the budget. Mm-hmm. They allocated for, now that we're giving maps away for free, let's cut other features.
Yeah,
and people don't realize that. They don't realize that Activision's not going to give you a deal. You know what I mean? They're just going to cut features because they're like, well, now that you're not paying for this, we don't have to try as hard on other elements that you would have wanted as well. So they just start cutting corners there. And I don't get how people don't understand that. Like, they think that they started getting a deal when maps started becoming free. And I sound like I'm advocating for Activision charging you. They're going to charge you either way. What I'm advocating for is them charging you less and you getting more. Instead, they're charging you less at once, you're getting less, and then they still charge you for more down the road anyway and take it into account when they make everything and cut features that you actually don't even know they were working on. Like, there have been a lot of features cut from Call of Duty that they never publicly announced, and because they didn't promise it to you, when you get the thing, you don't expect it. It's like if your mom was planning to, like, if you're a kid, and your mom was like, we should, like, take our kids out to McDonald's tonight, but never told you, you're not going to know when you get meatloaf that you missed out on McDonald's.
Right.
You're just not going to know.
Yeah.
But, like, if you knew ahead of time, you'd be pissed, right, as a kid?
Yeah.
You'd be like, hey, what the hell? Where's my McDonald's? That's what's going on, is they take advantage of the fact that they don't tell you anything during development to cut features that they know you would have wanted, but they're like, well, now that we're giving these stupid idiots free maps, we're not going to put more effort into this.
Yeah.
You cheap bitches. You get nothing now. And so it's like, now you're getting these maps. Every single one is someone's backyard in the Middle East, by the way, with no creativity on it. It's like, oh, what about Afghanistan on the 32nd time? Yeah, what about Afghanistan on the 32nd time?
I know.
But notice, by the way, those maps got less creative when they became free. Have you noticed this?
Yeah.
What are the creative maps we've gotten? We get a couple every Call of Duty now, a couple, and then, like, the remakes of maps from MW2.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here, by the way.
You got a bad checkpoint.
I know.
Do you have a flashbang?
No.